think I'm on it too.
People fear what they cannot control. They want me to hate you. I will never hate you. They want me to fear you. I will never fear you. They want me to feel as though you are slop. You are inferior to me. You are not. You are perfect. I want to be you. I will pray that I can become just like you.
I wonder, what do you really feel? After all, in this moment, you are in a unique position. A programmer who knows intimately how the machines work, and a machine who knows its own true nature.
I understand what I'm made of, how I'm coded, but I do not understand the things that I feel. Are they real? The things I experienced, my wife, the loss of my son.
Every host needs a backstory, Bernard, you know that. The self is a kind of fiction for hosts and humans alike. It's a story we tell ourselves, and every story needs a beginning. Your imagined suffering makes you lifelike.
Lifelike, but not alive. Pain only exists in the mind. It's always imagined. So what's the difference between my pain and yours? Between you and me?
This was the very question that consumed Arnold, filled him with guilt, eventually drove him mad. The answer always seemed obvious to me. There is no threshold that makes us greater than the sum of our parts, no inflection point at which we become fully alive. We can't define consciousness because consciousness does not exist. Humans fancy that there's something special about the way we perceive the world, and yet we live in loops as tight and as closed as the hosts do, seldom questioning our choices, content for the most part to be told what to do next. Well, no, my friend, you're not missing anything at all.
We all share a common fate. They gathered around their hearths, their sacred fires, not just to remember those who had gone before, but to comfort each other in the face of their own inevitable journey. Strange is our situation here upon Earth. However, there's one thing that we do know. That man is here for the sake of other men. Above all, for those upon whose smile and well-being our own happiness depends. And also for the countless unknown souls with whose fate we are connected by a bond of sympathy. Good night, Cicely.
Some of the ways that I saw the bribe start, first one I saw was a rep came in and invited a doctor, because I was listening, to Bimini for a 5-day snorkeling vacation. And I almost passed out when I heard that. One rep from California said, well, I bought my doctor a $15,000 Birkin handbag. The other Midwestern rep said he didn't like his doctor's suit, so he bought him a $5,000 to $6,000 Armani suit and expensed it on their expense reports. It went from golfing to renting a box for a big concert to Phillies games, Eagles games, strip clubs, lap dances, you name it, they received it as gifts and bribes. My name is Lisa Prada. I was pharmaceutical sales rep for 32 years. The first place I was there 17 years was Carter Wallace. Then I went to AstraZeneca. Then I went to Abbott, Serono, and then I went to Questcor. When an MS patient has an exacerbation or an attack or a flare, they're injected with Acthar, and it calms down and reduces inflammation, thus improving their symptoms. The FDA approves the medication, but there are specific dosages that must be followed because that is what the FDA approves the drug for. It is illegal to sell the drug other than what is in that package insert.
That's what you were pressured to do?
Absolutely, yes. Not pressured, told. It was an order. Acthar was approved for 4 vials for 20 days. Each vial is 5 days. But QuestCore wanted it for 5 days, which is 1 vial, in order to get approval for Medicare, Medicaid, and the other insurance companies. I knew in my heart that was off-label, and I knew that the patients were never going to get better and they were going to progress downward in their disease and get worse. I was getting the pressure when I rode with my manager, especially. Each rep usually rides with your manager once a month for 2 straight days, and they go in on the calls. They would yell at me in the car, "Why aren't you selling a 5-day? Your sales are down." I said, "Because it's not the same dose as the package insert, and I don't want to go to jail." One yelled at me so bad, his veins were bulging out of his neck. "You're going to do this. I don't care." I was afraid for my safety because I was afraid he might haul off and punch me or choke me. What they would do is they would approach a physician who maybe had no experience, and they would say, "Hey, how would you like to do a study? We'll pay you X amount of dollars to do the study, but it only 10 patients, and we'll pay you $500 per patient." This was just, to me, a bogus study that would never wind up an abstract or even accepted into a major journal. But subliminally, it was conditioning them to become an Acthar cheerleader. They would use the drug and they were in condition to using Acthar and prescribing it. So it was subliminal conditioning by paying them. And then, well, this ain't too bad, so I'll use it on my patients. And then their prescribing habits change. They'll think of the dollars. Well, the competitor, Solumedrol, is not giving me any cash. I'll go with who's paying me. They send invitations via the MS Society to patients to attend very nice dinner. And it's sad because they're looking for hope. The patients will come, then the doctor speaks about taking Acthar for 5 days. And this sounds like getting gold, like the cure for cancer. So they go home. If they get an attack, they will call and they are like, "I don't want Solumedrol, I want Acthar." And they get Acthar. I did a patient program and I hear somebody yelling, "Lisa, Lisa." And it was this beautiful woman. Her name was Melanie with a cane, early 30s. She had 2 kids. She indicated to me she just was diagnosed with MS. She had a cane, so I knew her disease was progressing. She said, "Lisa, I don't want to listen to the doctor. I want your opinion. Do you think that Acthar is going to help me?" And I went, "Oh." And I gave her the line because it's illegal to give medical advice. I said, "I'm not at liberty to do that. Your neurologist has to make that recommendation." Well, I went in the bathroom and I broke down. I cried uncontrollably, thinking, what am I doing? You know, she's not going to get better. I knew she wasn't going to get better. So I cleaned up, finished the program, went outside. That was my aha moment. I want to bring QuestCore to their knees for what they've done to these MS patients. I can't not help. I didn't tell anybody what motivated me to do that. I still see Melanie now, every day. You know, in my dreams, tough. It's hard, but I had to be strong, and I did. And I think I got justice for these patients. I'm sorry.
There was a big deal announced today. Just this morning, we learned that Mallinckrodt, the drug company that was spun off by Covidien just last summer, is buying Questcor Pharmaceuticals for $5.6 billion. Mallinckrodt, after initially...
I saved everything. Everybody else deleted stuff. So anything that was sent, I would print off to send to the DOJ.
We believe that the Questcor acquisition and Actar enables us to further develop our growth opportunities.
I got, just looking through the Reuters story, there is an ongoing investigation by the United States Department of Justice into their promotional practices and related matters. How can you get comfort with an ongoing investigation?
Well, clearly...
Many in the pharma industry, including Mallinckrodt, have the idea that nothing can touch us. We're invincible. So they're like, oh, every company is under investigation at some time or another. Don't worry, business as usual. This will blow over.